Foursome. There we go.
Thanks.
Thanks, Bill. Hey, how about a little hand for our MC?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, what I've got tonight for you guys is just a small poem that probably take about 20 minutes. And it's basically about our Ryder Cup event. And keep in mind that this is a roast, so none of this is personal. And, you know, any resemblance to people living or dead is purely intentional. All right. This is called the Ryder Cup Review 2018. One hates to name names about Ryder Cup games, but sometimes the truth must be told. In this, our 8th year, it was fueled by free beer. Too much fun never gets old. Our Ryder Cup games we owe to DeCola and Wayne Roswick, God rest his soul. We all miss our Wayne, he was good for the game. Now he's partnered with Terry, I'm told. This year was a bust because the Reds kicked our butts. Both days we got hammered, it's true. But what can we say? The Reds had their day, but next year is the year of the blue. What happened this year is abundantly clear when you look at each match under glass. Without focus, it's tragic, and you need more than magic to keep from losing your ass. Take my partner Danny, who played like my granny. When I struggled to stay in the zone, I finally saw what was causing his flaws. He spent most of the round on his phone. When Cheadle beat Fowler, the die had been cast. The red team was loaded for bear. But Chernobyl stayed clear of eruptions this year. Only one club was hurled through the air. The Doc lost to Woodsy, to the blue team's dismay. Doug was favored by odds, 3-2. But Doug's crowded cart was piled high with his charts and x-rays he had to review. And that Pitbull Cianci, whose game is quite fancy, beat McCall 3-2 on the back. So to give Cashin up at the next Ryder Cup, we'll have Tony move back to the Blacks. Lack of focus applied to the red team as well. I have an example or two. We need Vinny and Unger and even our Phil to submit to the microscope's view. Phil Frank, so inclined, picked a very bad time to be watching the 6 o'clock news. Pharmaceutical verse just made him feel worse because he had all the symptoms he viewed. His doctors got calls all during his round. His ailments increased in degree. Hey doc, I can't sleep. I toss and I turn. Is Lunesta the right drug for me? Frank's Moment is actually the name of an ad on opioid-induced constipation. Movantin looked right because Phil felt a bit tight. He bought a case for his next golf vacation. And what happened to Unger when he lost to Goodell? Tim was panting like an old Cocker Spaniel. But Tim wasn't sad because he brought his iPad and watched a video of hot Stormy Daniels. And when Albert beat Shanley, the red team was stunned. A well-deserved point for the Blues. But what happened here was abundantly clear. Vinny's cart screen was tuned to Fox News. Trade bait was elated. He edged out the Vin, and recognition he would desperately seek. So he held his phone tight and downloaded the site with a photo of his love of the week. Hey guys, take a look. I know she's the one. Not like others that gave me the blues. This one is different. She's young and she's rich. I think she'd be great on a cruise.
For that.
The Ryder Cup mess was C+ at best. Yet O'Neill was in seventh heaven. He had 4 doggy bags when he took home his swag. He had food for a family of 7. And there's a bonus that comes with our Ryder Cup games that high handicappers can't disguise. The answer is quite clear, that for the first time this year, we can hang out with copper tea guys. What's next down the track for our young Copperhacks? I hope it's a rumor at most, but the skinny I hear is that starting next year, they'll have their own copper tea roast. But how would they do it? Who would be the MC? Because Bill Troskin now plays from the white. And with Humph at the silver and Cash at the gold, that only leaves Weber's recite. It would be a short roast, I duly declare. Weber's mom would be clever and funny. But if Dave leaves the show, that leaves only Perot to give his report on the money. To the copper tea guys, I wish you the best. We all played those teas with no fights. We gave putts in the leather, but we all stayed together. So even one day a week would be right. Our Copperhacks roast is a great time to toast some old Copperhacks from the past. Here's to Dumas and Rudolph and old Ed McCoy, who knows how to make a meal last. Ed would go every day to the Chinese buffet, where the motto was all you can eat. But they don't think it's funny when Chinese lose money. Ed was only allowed once a week.
Knew that was coming.
And to play with McCoy was always a joy, but a bad lie you never would see. Even in rough, with grass long and tough, his ball looked like it sat on a tee. And here's to old Frazier, who ran like a deer and hit the ball like a giant Godzilla. I'd be chagrined if I left out the Fen, my favorite old hack, Wayne Malilla. Thank you.
Yeah.